y'all, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Derica and you already know you're watching Shelf Club with D. This time for real, I am not going to be before you long. I'm starting a new weekly series, I guess you could call it, where I will be doing my weekly wrap up, and I want these to be very quick because these are books that I may have put in my like the week before in a hopefuls video, or I might have talked about in a review or whatever. I just feel like it is becoming redundant, and I'm doing double the work, double the talking of books. So I am hoping to just do like weekly wrap-ups of what I've been reading and watching, which I got that idea from Lex Reads, and I love that because I feel like it's another way for us to engage and get to know each other, what we like to read, but it's also what we like to watch, especially since a lot of the books at times will become movie adaptations. Alright, so let's get right into it. Here we go. The first thing that we're going to discuss are the books that I finished last week, plus one from like the week or so before that I just never gave a rating for. Alright, so the first book up is Boomtown. I gave that 5 stars. Really enjoyed this book. I would recommend. I will say that it is not for everyone. It has to do with strippers and their life, which I find fascinating. I've never wanted to be a stripper, but just the lifestyle itself has just always been very intriguing to me. Like how they make their money, how they decide what they're going to wear, when they put collaborative dances together, even hygienic tips that they give that I've been seeing, circulating around the internet. Just have always found it really entertaining. So this book follows a few strippers and their friendships, and how a couple of them goes missing, and one of the stripper friends doing some detective work to try to see if they can figure out what has happened to these 2 missing strippers. Again, I rated this book 5 stars. I would recommend it to another reader. However, just keeping in mind that the book is about strippers and their lifestyle, so if that's offensive to you, it may not be a book that you want to read. I recommend reading this book immersively. The author refers to the characters' stripper names and then their government names. And because there are several characters in the book, sometimes that got confusing for me. I'd have to pause and be like, okay, who is Lyric or who is Lucky, and have to remember what their government names are. So also there are I think 4 different narrators in this book, different voices. So just reading the book as well as having the audio will just kind of help you to decipher each character, as well as remember what their voices sound like, and maybe that will better help you to know which character is who, especially when referring to their stripper or government name. All right, moving on to the next. In Deadly Company. I know y'all have seen me post this a couple of times. I have finally gotten it read. I rated this 3 stars. I will have to say again, I agree with Lex Reads. She felt that the movie within the book was unnecessary, and I agree. So this book is about a girl who works, she's an assistant to like this rich guy, and of course he's a jerk. They have this big bash, and then all of a sudden the only one left alive is the assistant, and the story unfolds with trying to figure out what happened. It's a whodunit type of book. I was more intrigued about the whodunit part and trying to figure out how did all these people end up dying, who killed her boss, who was after him, versus them making the movie within the story about the murders. So anyways, I hate that this was my first L.S. Stratton book because I was looking forward to reading her catalog, and this one just wasn't really my favorite. Maybe just wasn't for me. I wanted to like it more than I did. But with that being said, I still look forward to reading more by L.S. Stratton. And if you have a book that you would recommend by her that would be a good first time read, please let me know down in the comments. All right, moving on to the next book is Homegoing. I read Homegoing immersively as well. I loved hearing the accent. It just really brought the characters to life for me, and also helped with the pronunciation of words, and just really, like I said, brought the story to life. Homegoing is very deep, very heavy. It talks about slavery and how people who were freed eventually still kind of have the slave mindset. It gets very heavy and hits some dark topics. So I would say yes, I recommend it. I rated it I rated it 5 stars. Really enjoyed it. Each chapter gave me something to think about, and so I love that. I felt so many emotions. I engaged with every character and their story and the unfolding of that. It gave me a different perspective in regards to slavery and the effects that it has on every generation. Let's say even if a parent is a slave but their children are born free, just how they could raise them in a way somewhat still in that slave mentality and out of fear, and raise them from a place of fear. This book was very good. I have a friend who I went to high school with who she says she reads this book every year, and I can definitely understand that. It just kind of centered me and gave me some things to think about. So I would highly recommend Homegoing. But if you read it, me personally, I like the audio. I also read it with my Kindle, like I said, immersively, and that's what I would recommend. Moving on to the next book up is What You Know About Love, and that is by Takara. I cannot remember her name. However, it will be on the screen for you guys. It may just be Takara, but I can't remember. This is a new to me author. This was on my Kindle, and I rated this book 3 stars. It was a cool read, urban fiction. I did enjoy the characters. It was a novella, so a lot was packed into it within a short span. So some of the things you had to stretch your imagination a bit. However, I did enjoy the story, and I look forward to reading more by this author. It is a story about a woman who is in a toxic situationship with her baby daddy. You know how there are some men who just feel like, you're my baby mama, so you're always mine. I should always be able to get that. Well, she has a baby daddy like that, and he takes care of her household and provides her with a car, but only because he won't let go. So anytime that she tries to become independent or start a relationship with someone else, he sabotages that and keeps her dependent on him. And so she sneaks behind his back and gets a job and starts making money and putting it back, meets a guy, which is the owner of the place where she works, and he falls for her almost like a love at first sight type thing. And I just love the way that he is a man of his word, that he takes care of her, he gives her comfort and security, and he's like, nah, we're not having this. And he takes on not only her but her daughter as well, and his family, once they meet her, knowing that, hey, like, he never brings anybody home, so we know that he has to really care about you and your child. And so they just immediately embrace her and her daughter as well and welcome them into the family. And I just love that. And so the story just focuses on her trying to get away from her ex and the help from her new boo in regards to that. So would definitely recommend the book. It wasn't anything to write home about, but it was a nice read. It's a nice palate cleanser, and I look forward to reading more by her. All right, next book up. This was the book that I read a couple of weeks ago, but just never got a star rating for it, or never discussed the star rating with you guys. And that book is Dominion. Love this book. Down 5 stars, 10 stars out of 5. Like, highly recommend. This book is a messy, fast-paced, good time. I thoroughly enjoyed it. The author's writing style, the way that the author is able to write us authentically. And I will read to you guys what this book is about, because it is hard to tell you what it's about without giving away any spoilers. So one second. All right, so it says, in this taut Southern family drama featuring multicast narration, the sins of a favorite son rock a small Mississippi town. Reverend Winfrey, shepherd of the Seven Seals Missionary Baptist Church, believes in God, his own privilege, and enterprise. He owns the barbershop and the radio station, and generally keeps an iron hand on every aspect of society in Dominion, Mississippi. He and his wife Priscilla have 5 boys. The youngest, Emmanuel, is called Wonder Boy. No one sings prettier, runs as fast, or turns as many heads, but Wonder Boy, his father, and all the structures in place that keep them on top are not as righteous as they seem to be. And when Wonder Boy is caught off guard by an encounter with a stranger, he finds himself confronted by questions he never imagined. His response sends shock waves through the entire community. And that's, y'all, after that encounter, it gets so good. Like, it's good already off rip, but after that encounter, it really just takes off. Priscilla and Diamond, 2 women who love these men, bear witness to their charms and bear the brunt of their choices. Through their eyes and their stories, Dominion offers an intimate view of how secrets control us, how shame stifles us, how silence implicates us, and how even love plays a role in the everyday violence and casual sins of the Powerful. This book is so good. I would read it again and again and again because it's such a fast-paced read. I want to say I finished it within 24 hours. Hands down, highly recommend. If you've not read it, run to the library, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, whoever has it, and purchase it. I read it via Libby. Love Libby, that's my girl. All right, moving on to the next. So what I've been watching this past week, I've really been reading, and these days I really just read. I don't watch a whole lot of TV now, but if I do, it's kind of, I want to watch something that is a palate cleanser, something that I don't have to really think about, but it's entertaining at the same time. So one of our family favorites is It Cake season 2. They just dropped that, and this one was okay. If I had to rate it out of 5 stars, I'd give this season 2.5. For one, it seemed like they rushed it. It seems like the holiday ones, it's too fast for me, and it's not enough. It's a little teaser and I'm wanting more, and then it's over. However, we still enjoy watching it. We watch it together as a family, and we love trying to guess which cake is cake. They do such an amazing job. If you've never watched this show, it is on Netflix. Again, it's called Is It Cake? And the competitors compete for prize money at the end. But when I say that the cakes that they create are beautiful, and it is so hard to tell the decoys from the real cake. So if you've not watched it, again, Netflix, Is It Cake season 2. And if it's new to you, great for you, because there's also like a Halloween one on there, and then just a regular series, I believe. So you have a lot to catch up on, or a good few to catch up on. And then the next thing that I just finished up was Nurse Jackie. This was a rewatch for me. Love Nurse Jackie. She is a hot, funky mess, but I love watching her and hate it at the same time, watching her life unravel as she is fighting her addiction to drugs. If you don't know about Nurse Jackie, it is on Netflix. It's about 7 seasons. She is an RN, a nurse, amazing at her job, horrible as a wife, a mother, and friend, as she battles her addictions with prescription pills. You just watch how it affects her relationships, not only with co-workers, but with her husband and with her children, and how you see this woman who at her job, she receives all these praises. She's a hero, but at home and behind closed doors, people can't stand her or depend on her or can't trust what she says. So it's just like night and day. Love it. If you have not watched it, highly recommend. 10 out of 10. And that's it for this week's weekly wrap up. Thank you guys for joining me. Let me know down in the comments what you're watching right now. If there's any little mini series or movies that you would recommend that you're watching, please also let me know down in the comments. Also, I would like to make note that I filmed this video without my microphone. Let me know if you notice a difference, and if not, then I won't even go through the hassle of using it. But if you're like, no, it was a bit louder with the microphone, I prefer you to use it, please let me know down in the comments as well. All right, so before I sign off today, I wanted to start a series where I read what my book community, my book girlies, my book friends, my book sisters recommend to me. So if you could only recommend one book to me that would sell me on any author, what would it be? Please let me know down in the comments, and I will get to reading them. This will not start until January, so I will try to do my best to remember to put a reminder in each video. And I will see you guys in the next video. And per usual, don't forget to show yourself some love today.